Hi, I'm Mike Coyle, and you're watching Inside Exploration. Today, I'm here with Exploration Manager Wayne Holmstead and President and CEO of Noble Mineral Exploration, Vance White. You can find Noble on the TSX Venture under the ticker symbol NOB. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me today.
Great to be here, Mike. Good to see you.
Hello.
So Vance, we'll start with you. It's been a while since we last talked, and you've been a really busy guy, and I kind of want to dabble into the acquisitions you've made, but you parted out part of Project 81 to CNC. So can you talk to us a little bit about that deal? Why did it take so long, and how did the shareholders really benefit from that agreement?
Well, Mike, as everybody knows, with COVID, everybody's been working remotely, and that includes various legal teams. It includes the analysts at the venture exchange, and consequently, everything just takes a little bit longer than it otherwise would. On top of that, you're talking about a complicated transaction that involved a number of option properties that we had optioned out to Canada Nickel and converting them into a sale, but at the same time retaining a royalty, a 2% NSR on the Noble State grounds, that being the grounds in Mahaffey, McDermott, and Bradford Township. Now, we did get the conditional approval in November, the final, and closed the deal in December. We have received our 3.5 million shares, and that is subject to a 4-month hold, and it's likely going to be dividended to the shareholders mid to late April on the expiration of the hold period.
So to be clear, the cutoff date for those has not surpassed yet. That'll be announced after the 4-month hold is complete.
That is correct.
Perfect. Okay, so you still have some property in the Timmins area as part of Project 81, but I guess the focus shifts a little bit here. So right now you're focused on Dargavel. Talk to us about your exploration campaign and what you're targeting up there.
That is that's a gold trend that we drilled in 2020. We put, I think it was 6 holes into it, and we've got another 6-7 hole program that Wayne can get into with respect to the program that's underway now. We are drilling right now, that's right. Wayne?
Okay, Noble has about 20 kilometers of strike with proven gold potential in the Dargavel, Aubin, Lennox, and Nesbitt townships. We've chosen 2 of the most promising targets. We have 2,000 meters planned there. Target 1 is a follow-up of a hole drilled by Chevron in 1984, and it intersected 2.6 grams per ton over 7.8 meters, and that's including 7.9 grams per ton over 2 meters. In 2020, drilling by Noble close to that hole intersected 0.44 grams per ton over 38.5 meters. However, the hole did not intersect the complete zone, and it ended in mineralization. In this program, we're going to be extending that hole to find the true width of the gold zone there. In addition, we're going to be drilling approximately 5 kilometers of prospective ground just to the north of that hole, and we have good targets there that are identified by MAG and EM, airborne MAG and EM. Target 2 is going to be a follow-up of a hole drilled by Inco in the 1960s. It intersected 9.3 grams per ton gold over 0.3 meters, plus 0.51 grams per ton gold over 10.7 meters, and plus 1.2 grams per ton over 6.5 meters. These 2, Inco drilled 2 additional holes there, but they obviously missed the zone. And Noble has 2 holes planned in this location. And this program is funded by the Ontario Junior Exploration Program. We got a grant to do the work there.
We also have a partner in on that deal. It's to dig a 50-50 program, and then part of the program is being funded, as Wayne said, by the OJIP grant.
Okay. As a follow-up question to Project 81, Vance, I just wanted to ask you, what are your plans for the rest of the project? You got some VMS targets on there. You've optioned off the nickel, obviously. Are you going to be doing any other drilling for some VMS targets in 2022?
I think what we're going to be doing is we've identified a number of other project areas that we've actively gone out and staked. And basically to maintain the position that we've always maintained is to take out the early risk by one, staking ground in either unexplored or underexplored areas. And in that criteria, we would that would be met by the Nagagami, which we'll get into a little bit here, but also the stuff in the ground that we acquired in Newfoundland as well. But we're looking at other plays that we bring in on the same basis, where we dress them up and then bring in a partner, much as we did with the spruce, and also similar to how we handled the Canada nickel transaction.
Excellent. Okay, so Wayne, it was really awesome meeting you at the Buckingham property. And while we were there, you kind of filled me on how you joined the company. So talk to us about how you became part of the company and how Buckingham fit into that process.
Okay, well, it all started when Vance came to me for graphite property, and I had already staked this one, and we were negotiating a price, and I said, well, how about this? How about I give you three of my Quebec properties and put me on as exploration manager originally it was for Quebec. Now it's turned into everything. So that's how it started.
Excellent. Okay, so Buckingham, I mean, you're pretty excited about what we've seen in the core boxes. I know Vance was grinning ear to ear, and he's very proactive with the battery metal exploration and everything. That's why he's been picking up these nickel properties and graphite. So what's the plan for Buckingham Township now that you've got these two nice little hunks of land in a very prospective area?
Well, we originally staked the graphite occurrence in Buckingham Township because it was long known for graphite potential. That was the original Peerless property, but very soon after, a far superior property nearby came open for staking, and we picked it up. And this was the Buck property. That came with a 43-101 report, an airborne survey, and some metallurgical testing that they had done. In 2015, a 20-kilogram bulk sample was taken from a trench on the property and subjected to a flotation test for graphite. The head grade was 20.7% graphite, and it came back at a purity of 94.8%. The results of the testing indicated 32% of the flakes were large and to jumbo size, and the purity ranged from 94.8 to 96.1% recovery.
So Vance, why did you want graphite? What attracted you to that?
Well, as you well know, the bulk of the graphite in the world right now is controlled by China, as are many of the various battery minerals or battery related minerals. And we knew that graphite, the market for graphite over the course of the next 10, 20 years is going to be significantly beyond where we are right now. And if we can find a way of bringing in perhaps the Quebec government, I know there's very supportive with respect to the search of these critical minerals, including the EV or battery minerals. Perhaps they're making some sort of assistance down there, apart from which you get a super write-off in Quebec exploration.
I like the forward thinking of your exploration plans or your acquisition plans. It's very strategic of you. Okay, so having said that, there's something you don't hear about a whole lot in the mining world, and that's niobium. Everybody's looking at the gold stories and now the nickel stories because, battery metals are heating up and whatnot. But niobium, this is something that's kind of like flies under the radar. And I think this project, after going over it with Wayne, really piqued my interest. So Wayne, why don't you talk to us about this Nagagami project and the niobium prospects on it?
Okay, well, during my work in Quebec, I became aware of the um, rare earth deposit and niobium, and that's owned by IM Gold in Quebec. The Niobec has been producing since 1974, and in addition, Niobec has a resource in rare earth metals, both associated with carbonatites. I should explain that carbonatites are a unique family of rocks that form pipes and come from very deep within the earth. They give a very unique magnetic signature that looks like a donut, with a magnetic low in the center and a magnetic high in the perimeter. It is in the magnetic low that where we find the rare earths and the niobium, and the surrounding magnetic high has been known to host platinum and palladium mineralization in some carbonatites. Like kimberlites, they come from very deep within the Earth's center, and they do occur as clusters. And there is a graphic that shows how in the area of Nagagami you get a cluster of these carbonatites. In researching the area around Project 81, I noticed that the Nagagami that looked like an Niobec twin was virtually unexplored. We immediately staked 716 claims, or 14,607 hectares of ground.
So what's the exploration plan in 2022 for this potential niobium deposit?
Well, we've applied for a work permit, and we plan to drill 3 holes right in the Maglow center of the complex, and this is planned for the spring of this year.
Excellent.
I think you should mention, Wayne, as well, that once again, this is an unexplored Maglow that hasn't had any holes plopped into it.
Yes, there's been virtually no exploration on the Zenyatta discovered graphite on the southern margin, but they have left the rest of the complex unstaked. And there was some work done by Algoma in the 1950s. They were basically looking for iron formation, and they drilled a few holes there. But basically, the center of the complex is untouched.
Excellent. So it seems like you're going to be doing a little bit more exploration, drilling, and efforts than we've seen in last years. And I presume that's somewhat under the influence of Wayne being a prospector and explorer himself. Vance, is this going to change your exploration model, being a project generator, where you kind of focus in on doing a little bit more exploration, or are you still just trying to de-risk everything?
No, we're going to continue with the project generator model, but it's always been my thinking that if we could go out and find perhaps an elephant in an unexplored area or underexplored area, perhaps you get some lucky, and what come down the road as a result, who knows? I mean, we still want to maintain that generator model, but if we can get in there and do an airborne, or if required, if there hasn't been any airborne done, or if we wanted to do a modern airborne and follow it up with a few holes just to confirm what our thinking was, and then bring in a partner, that's the way we would probably want to go. I mean, we were successful with the spruce deal. We were successful with the Canada nickel deal, and I think we could probably get a little bit lucky in one of these programs that we're following up with.
Any plans for Laverocher or Villebon that you want to talk about currently, or are you still in the process of figuring out what you want to do for 2022?
We're going to be doing some surface work on both those projects coming up, and that then will determine if we want to put in some drill holes or not.
And I guess the last thing I would ask you guys is, do we have any more land acquisitions to look forward to, or do you think you're done for a little while and you're going to just start focusing on exploration?
As a matter of fact, after we get off this call, we're going on to another call on a prospect that has been brought to us that looks very, very interesting as well. It's north of Cochrane, but it has easy access to it, and if we can tie it up on terms that are reasonable, then we probably pick it up as well.
Excellent. So I guess we're going to have to get together and do this again, and we'll pick your brain about all the other properties that we didn't cover in too much detail today.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Wayne, it was a pleasure having you on today. Vance, as always, you're a gem to have on as an interviewee. So thanks again, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye now.